everyone, welcome to this update video. I hope that you are doing good. So we'll be looking at what is happening, and I also want to clear up some rumors that have been going around on social media. So in Jamaica yesterday, there were some really strong winds in some areas that were powerful enough to cause down trees and even hit out the power for some areas. So in some of these southern parishes, there was that event. So what happened? Well, there was a squall line. So there is a tropical wave passing by the island. So as tropical waves move by, they may help to increase the atmospheric instability, and that is what causes the generation of more showers and thunderstorms. Now, when we have a group of thunderstorms kind of in a linear form, that is when we tend to have these squall lines. So we get these thunderstorms with lots of wind, heavy rain. So that is what happened in some of the parishes of Jamaica. And there have been videos going around on like TikTok, for example, talking about Hurricane Debby. There isn't a Debby right now. So this is the list of names for the hurricane season. So far, we've had Alberto, Beryl, and Chris. Debby is yet to be used. So there is no Debby. There is no hurricane affecting Jamaica right now. A tropical wave is passing, and that is very common. There are like over 60 of them on average every hurricane season that propagate from east to west, from the African coast all the way through the Caribbean and towards Central America. And of course, we'll get a certain percentage of those developing into tropical cyclones. But as of right now, there's no active tropical storms. What we do have is an area to watch, because this will be moving in next week and it's going to bring impacts with it regardless of development. So we have a disturbance, and as of the latest update this morning, here we are seeing that it is given a 20% chance of formation through the next 7 days. So through the next week, much development is not expected as of right now because the environment is not highly favorable. However, we are heading to that active phase within the hurricane season when we tend to see the most development. So that's late August all the way through October. That's when we see the most in terms of development. So we have a disturbance that is going to be heading in associated with a tropical wave, and as the system approaches, regardless of what it is at the time, most models are not showing some crazy development in the short term, but it could enhance the rain across parts of the Caribbean, the winds as well. So that is going to be a possibility, and we know that sometimes with some periods of heavy rain, there could also be flooding, especially in those more vulnerable areas. But this is definitely an area to watch for development. Models are some of the models, for example, the Canadian model and even the Euro model are favoring development more in the Gulf. So if we should have the system moving across the Greater Antilles as a tropical wave and then emerging into the very warm waters of the Gulf, once other environmental conditions are conducive, coupled with limited land interaction where it would have enough time over water, we could definitely see some development of it take place. So we'll have to be keeping an eye on this area through the week. Again, there's likely to be impacts in the Caribbean, mostly in terms of the rainfall activity, winds kicking up at times as well. But I'll be keeping you updated on that as time goes by. And as it relates to the rainfall forecast for today, well, let's look at the satellite imagery of the Caribbean close up. So we can see that earlier this morning, there's been some thunderstorms in the Northwest Caribbean, just offshore Jamaica and near the Cayman Islands. And even by the time this video is up, if you're in the Cayman Islands, you may experience some showers and even some thunderstorms. You can let me know what's happening for you early this morning. Towards Central America, also quite active, nothing surprising to see. And then things are a bit on the drier and quieter side for parts of the eastern islands of the Caribbean. So ABC Islands, sections of the Lesser Antilles, even going towards the Virgin Islands. Not a whole lot going on, but there has been some activity within the vicinity of Jamaica, near Cuba, and the Cayman Islands because of the tropical wave, which is making its way by. So as we head through today, it's the same general area that will be active. Probably rainfall amounts up to or just over an inch of rain in the Western Caribbean. And that includes parts of Central America, such as Belize, especially in the south, Guatemala, El Salvador, Honduras, Nicaragua, Costa Rica. We're seeing those burgundy and purple shadings popping up. So rainfall amounts could go up to 3 inches or even higher in a few spots. Very active down there. San Andreas, Providencia, you guys may experience some downpours as well. Panama, and then as we head to northern South America, Colombia, all the way through the Guyanas, may experience some downpours and those thunderstorms, especially in the afternoon hours. Mostly scattered showers and thunderstorms across the ABC Islands and Lesser Antilles, going to the Virgin Islands, Puerto Rico, Hispaniola as well, and for some spots in Jamaica. So a few areas may experience some substantial downpours, but that's unlikely to be widespread for the entirety of the island. Then as we head to the Bahamas, Turks and Caicos likely to be a bit active there as well. Cayman Islands, you guys may definitely experience some additional showers and thunderstorms as we head throughout today. Now we're looking at the sea surface temperature map, and we can see that it is very warm. Now at the minimum, tropical cyclones, so storms, hurricanes, these tropical waves, they require around 26 degrees Celsius. We're seeing all these different values. We see 28, 29, 30, 31, 32 degrees, especially off the west coast of the Florida Peninsula. So very, very warm water, supportive of not just intensification, but rapid intensification. So as I mentioned, we've got that disturbance highlighted out. There is going to be one we'll have to watch as we head into the new week, because if this moves into the Gulf and the environment is conducive, we could see something pretty significant unfold. It's not a guarantee, but it is going to be a possibility. So that is why we're going to be watching to see, what happens with it, what the trends will be like for the next couple of days. And overall, if we see an increase, a gradual increase in the formation chance of this. But for now, not expecting any immediate development of it. And so guys, that is basically what I wanted to share with you in this update video. Again, there were those inclement weather conditions in parts of Jamaica, mistaken for a hurricane, because that is the kind of rumor going around on social media. So there is no hurricane again. There is no tornado that is affecting the island or anything like that. So again, it was a squall line. We have a group of thunderstorms that moved through and helped to kick up the winds, and even knock out power for some persons, which is very unfortunate, especially seeing that some areas are still without electricity since Hurricane Beryl. So Beryl is something fresh in many of our minds, and definitely not going away anytime soon. Again, there is no Debbie. The name Debbie is yet to be used for this hurricane season. But I'll be keeping you guys posted as always on what is going on, so that you are never in the dark about what is happening in terms of the weather. And that is why my channel is here, to keep you updated as best as possible. And so if you do have any questions for me, though, you can feel free to leave them down in the comments below. I will get to you once I have the chance to do so. And remember to always be weather-wise.